Well, we're finally opening a lot of things. Phase 3 it's really exciting. It's bigger than the phase 3 that we had in the past. Probably the most significant outside of most venues go to 75% is all bars, standalone bars in the state are allowed to open at 25%. And of course, as you know, it can be 50% if your parish positivity population is 5% or less. So that's
Excuse me,
a
Butch,
big thing.
Pardon me just a second. Let's clarify that. Bars can go to 50% if positive test rate in their parish is less than what again?
5%.
Okay, thank you. Please continue. I apologize.
Yeah, and so listen, we probably have about 30 parishes in the state that are at that level right now, and because the positivities are going down, as you know, it's good. It's the best times we've ever seen. So they can open and be a part of commerce. Probably the big thing that I think everybody's been waiting on is to get live entertainment back inside, and the new guidance allows that. There are some mitigating circumstances that you have to make. So, the vast majority of the live entertainment venues meet those requirements, and we've put those out. We've been working with the performers and the building owners to educate them on that. Outside of that, as you know, we will now see fairs and festivals back in Louisiana. A fundamental 50% capacity of the usable space, which is mostly outdoors, as you know. Large venues like the fair in Shreveport, we've been working with them, and they'll do special plans with us, and we'll help them, maximize what they're doing. So it's really the best phase 3 we've ever seen. It's a result of the great numbers, but I'll tell you, it's the fact that many people have been working hard with the sanitation measures, the masking. Taking advantage of this vaccine is going to be paramount for this herd immunity, which will get us out of a phase of no more, which is what we all want. We all want to get completely back to normal.
Mr. Butch, how will that be determined? How does is it a negotiable number? How do you determine what the maximum capacity of an outdoor space is?
So we do it very similar to the indoor space. We're using a figure of about 35 square foot a person of the usable area. And, it's all subject to the social distancing. And, people have really mastered this social distancing, the separation, the arrangement of tables. People have really mastered how to do that and do it as a second nature. So it's really just about allocating enough space. So let's take a fair and festival that's trying to get to the right number they're trying to get to. They may have to enlarge their footprint of where their fair and festival is to be able to get all the usable space. And listen, we've been doing over the last year, we've been doing a lot of collaboration with the different businesses and industries and like the fair folks, like the bar folks, and really trying to figure out how we can take these mitigation measures and work them in the footprint of their building. And a tremendous amount of success has happened because of that collaboration. And as part of that collaboration, those business owners, understand how to do it. So, what we're trying to do is put the information out and we don't want to be an impasse you got to come through. We want to give the tools to you and let you go out there and do the great work of COVID mitigation, but have a successful commerce. And I'll tell you this, opensafely.la.gov is a tremendous resource. It's our way of communicating with the business community, and it's worked really well in creating the information they need to operate their business.
Open Safely has some guidelines about alcohol consumption, that it has to be for fairs and festivals, that it's limited to a marked off area deemed as a beer garden. How large can that beer garden be?
It's subject to the social distancing. So, if you're trying to get 5 people in there, or if you're trying to get, 50 people in there, it's subject for your ability to socially distance them. Similar to what we've done with tables, with 10 people considered a table, and of course that table is 6 to 10 feet away from the next table. So that's it's a common matrix even in that situation that we use in a restaurant situation.
The 11 p.m. cutoff for alcohol and the no dancing, people are really they're joking about it, I guess, but pretty serious about this. Are you actually going to be out enforcing this?
Well, so the 11 o'clock was in phase 2. That has not changed. Hopefully that's a discussion for the next proclamation. As far as the dancing, we've been real strict, and even from the federal guidance, about people who aren't related shouldn't. Now, I've been where husband and wives have danced, fathers have danced with their bride, at weddings. I mean, those are related people. But just the idea of a street dance and congregated dancing is a dangerous situation. So we're discouraging that.
Mr. Butch, what about live music at fairs and festivals? Do the rules for live music there, do they differ greatly from the ones that Phase 3 implements for bars, restaurants, etc.?
Very similar, but I'll tell you, outdoor entertainment has always been allowed. So they could have obviously done outdoor live bands already. Those are much safer, as you know, because it's the outdoor environment. You can easily space them. So, our fairs and festivals will have the same type of band venues that we're used to.
Butch, we're talking to Butch Browning, State Fire Marshal. There was a piece, I think, on Channel 3 last night about these new guidelines still don't let us visit our relatives in nursing homes. When is that going to change? I mean, that's a key thing for a lot of families.
Yeah, so there is guidance about nursing home visitation. That's not in the open safely scope. That's handled directly by the Louisiana Department of Health, and they are doing visitations and have been doing visitations under mitigation guidelines that they've been doing. It's subject to each specific nursing home or care center's desire and ability to do it.
How many people have you actually, I mean, are you actively writing people up, citing people? I mean, I know you don't want to do that, but you have to try to keep people safe, right? It's kind of hard to walk that line.
Well, it's the line we've been walking, and I think it's a very admirable line, and I think it's the credit of how you bring about compliance, is we've been going out to thousands of locations and working with people and explaining to them the guidance, telling them what the rules are, and, overwhelmingly people comply. We document our visits, but if we wrote criminal citations, no, we haven't, because it really has not been necessary. I'm just a believer, and I've only been fire marshal since 2008, but I think the way in which we use our enforcement power needs to be very strategic, and we get a whole lot more with honey than we do with a stick. And that's what we've done. But listen, that's how this office has operated since I've been there. We work with people. If we got to use our criminal enforcement powers, it's because we have no other choice. Our people's lives are in danger. And we just have not had to do that. I'm telling you, we have made so many good relations and friends with business people who've just been dying for information on how to protect their businesses, and we've been providing that to them. And when we go sit down, I believe if you can sit down and discuss, reasonable people want to work with you. That's exactly what we found. So, no, we haven't wrote criminal citations. We haven't found the need for that. The very few incidences where people had just not wanted to do the recommendations, many of them fell into other regulatory, problems as it relates to alcohol or food service. But we just hadn't had to do that. And look, I'm proud of the way we've done it. I think it's a national model to where we've walked that line to build compliance. People are alive today, and people did not get sick because the business community in this state embraced these guidelines and ran a safe operation.